Hi guys, today we're going to have a little look at our Blaberus Craniifer or death head setup. We used to keep it like our dubia with all the egg crates and everything else, but it was damaging the wings. We found there just wasn't enough space for them to get around, and everything else was damaging the wings, and it was causing them to fight a lot more. So now we've gone more for a natural setup, sort of leaf litter and things in the bottom, and a couple of rotten logs, things like that. So so they're on a natural setup. Here's the setup itself. As you can see, it's just a couple of rotten logs, and they're just sat up on some leaf litter and sort of whatever. But they're doing really well in here. There's probably about 2,000 in here. A lot of nymphs, probably around about 800-900 adults. As you can see, there's a new adult just emerged here out of one of the nymphs. Give you some sort of idea how big these guys are, if I can find one that's not trying to hide from me. There we go. So they're a nice size roach, and as you can see down there, look, there's loads of them sort of just buried in around the logs. It's quite a good little setup, this, for the simple reason being is it keeps the humidity quite high, which is what I need. Again, we're feeding with the water gel crystals and our roach chow, but these are in flatter containers rather than the 6 pots as normal. The simple reason being is because they're quite a heavy roach, they tend to keep falling back in the tubs when they're trying to climb out, and it makes for a lot of roaches being stuck, and sometimes you'll lose nymphs and things like that with them, and these nymphs can get very large. You know, there's a nymph there, and that's not even a sort of a majorly large nymph. If I could find one, this guy here, you know, he is a very large nymph, and going up my arm. But so this is our setup. Like I said, we've gone to an all natural setup, and is about 1.5 inches of just leaf litter. We don't buy this stuff. We actually went down to our local woods and picked it, but to make sure it was safe to use, we baked it off in an oven like you would with any leaves and things like that. We baked them off in the oven until we knew everything was dead in it, and so there's no sort of microorganisms or anything like that, and then we rehydrated it, and that's when it gets to this stage where it's damp and moist and things like that. So but the roaches seem to like it. They're running around. This is what happened. If you see this guy here, look, see his tips of his wings, they were all curling up, or they were getting chewed off by others, and like that guy there. We didn't want our roaches looking like that, so we decided to go back to a natural tub. The only downfall with that is obviously stock issues. Like, this is probably the most we'll be able to store in this particular tub. We do have a couple of other tubs, again about the same sort of amount, but they are a really nice roach, nice and big, ideal feeder roach for specific sort of reptiles like monitors and things like that, something that likes a big chunky roach. But as you can see, that's our setup. It's kept in the same tubs as the bee dubia, so one of our 3x2x2 tubs, and these logs are sort of put in like a lattice effect so they can climb all around them and everything else, and they tend to like them as well, but they're out quite a lot as well in this sort of thing. Anyway, that's the video of our Blaberus Craniifer. If you've got any questions, give us a shout, and and we'll be more than happy to answer them. Thanks guys, bye.